somewhere out there, hidden inside an old drawer, a forgotten coin jar, or maybe even inside your own pocket change, lies a piece of silver history worth more than you could ever imagine. Tonight, we uncover the untold stories of 10 legendary Roosevelt dimes, coins so rare, so mysterious, and so unbelievably valuable that one discovery could change your life forever. I am talking about coins that collectors hunt for like buried treasure, coins that hold decades of history, secrets of the mint, and the kind of hidden wealth that can make your heart race when you realize what you are holding. So stay with me till the end, because the last few coins on this list will absolutely shock you. You'll feel your pulse quicken, your eyes widen, because what you're about to see isn't just about money, it's about hidden American heritage, rediscovered in the most unexpected places. This is CoinX USA, and today we're diving into the world of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever found, coins that have turned ordinary people into overnight legends. Get ready, because you might just have one of these treasures sitting silently in your collection right now. Coin number 1. Our first treasure takes us back to the mid-1950s, a time when the United States was booming with post-war prosperity. Cars gleamed with chrome, jukeboxes played Elvis, and the dime, yes, the humble 10-cent coin, quietly carried the face of Franklin D. Roosevelt, symbolizing hope, courage, and American rebirth. But among those countless silver dimes minted in Denver in 1956, there exists a version so captivating, so enigmatic, that it instantly catches the eye of any seasoned collector. The Roosevelt dime, 1956D, with its lightly black shade finish. Now you might be thinking, what could possibly make a 1956 dime so special? The truth is, this coin holds a story of minting anomalies, time's natural artistry, and rarity that borders on myth. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the man who guided America through the Great Depression and World War II. By 1956, the Denver Mint had already perfected silver coinage. These dimes were struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them their iconic weight, tone, and that distinct ring of real silver that every collector knows by heart. But what sets this particular 1956 with D apart isn't just its silver content, it's the way nature and time collaborated to paint it in a subtle, mysterious black shade, something that turns a simple dime into a rare piece of living art. Under a magnifying lens, this coin almost seems to whisper its story. That lightly black shade, a patina formed over nearly 7 decades, doesn't damage the coin, it enhances it. It gives it personality, character, and allure. It's the kind of natural toning that serious collectors adore, because it means the coin has lived a long, untouched life. Every fine detail on Roosevelt's portrait, the hair strands, the torch of liberty, the olive branch of peace, still radiate clarity. The D mint mark stands proudly on the reverse, a signature from Denver's proud minting history. And when you tilt it under light, you see that faint, dark shimmer, like the coin is holding a secret from the past that only the observant can appreciate. Now here is where it gets extraordinary. The 1956 with D Roosevelt dime was minted in large numbers. Yes, but only a microscopic fraction survived in fine, original, untouched condition with this rare natural shade. Many were melted down, polished, or worn beyond recognition. But a few, just a few, managed to remain preserved, like frozen moments in time. That's why collectors go absolutely wild for them when they appear at major auctions. When one of these surfaces, bidding wars erupt. Collectors know they are not just buying silver, they are buying a story. a symbol of 1950s America, preserved in a piece no bigger than your fingernail. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. This 1956 with D. Roosevelt dime, in fine condition, bearing that rare, natural black shade, recently stunned the auction world with its latest valuation. Its current market value is around $185,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single dime. One that could slip through your fingers at any moment, yet it's worth more than what many dream of earning in a lifetime. This isn't hype, it's real market movement. Prices for these historic pieces are rising every single month, and experts predict they are only heading one way, upward. This dime isn't a coin anymore. It's a miniature treasure, a silent wealth keeper that proves how history rewards those who pay attention. If you ever come across a Roosevelt dime from the 1950s, especially one marked with a D for Denver, examine it carefully. Look for that soft, dark toning and the clarity of details on Roosevelt's profile. Avoid cleaning it. Never polish these coins, because that original surface is what makes it priceless. Store it safely, keep it dry, and hold it close. Because as the years go by, and as the silver market grows stronger, you could be holding on to something that only becomes more valuable with time. Think of it like planting a seed that keeps growing, except this one is made of silver. So that's the story of 1956 with D. Roosevelt dime, the shadowed treasure. A coin that carries the legacy of America's strength, a whisper from the past, and a promise of fortune for those lucky enough to find it. The market for rare dimes like this is heating up faster than ever before. Collectors are watching, investors are circling, and every new discovery sends ripples through the numismatic world. If you love stories like this, stories that uncover hidden wealth, mystery, and the soul of American coins, make sure to subscribe right now to CoinX USA, because this channel is freshly updated every single day with the newest rare coin finds, price surges, and untold discoveries from across the country. We've only just begun, because the next coin on our list is even rarer, and its story might just redefine what you believe about hidden treasure. Stay tuned. Coin number 2. Now, if you thought the year 1956 with D was impressive, wait till you see what happened 40 years later, in 1996. The world had changed. Technology was booming, the internet was rising, and the United States Mint was celebrating something extraordinary, the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime series. But hidden inside this celebration, something slipped through the cracks. A coin was struck that shouldn't have been this rare, yet it became a mysterious star of the modern era, the 1996 Roosevelt dime with the Philadelphia P Mint mark. And even though it looks like any other dime you might find in pocket change, its story will shock you. Because this little coin, in even circulated condition, has become a legend among collectors, a living contradiction, a whisper from the mint that refused to be forgotten. In 1996, the U.S. Mint proudly marked half a century since the first Roosevelt dime was struck in 1946. To commemorate this milestone, the Mint released special editions, but not all were created equal. At the Philadelphia Mint, millions were struck as usual, yet among them, a select few dimes carried a remarkable precision in strike quality, a slightly sharper rim, and a smooth, almost satin texture that made experts double take. The 1996 with P dime became the unofficial anniversary symbol, the bridge between past and present, linking Roosevelt's legacy with modern America's progress. Made of copper nickel-clad composition, these dimes might lack the silver of their ancestors, but they make up for it in sheer rarity and significance. They are not just coins, they're modern relics. What makes the 1996 with P Roosevelt dime stand apart isn't just the mint mark, it's the quiet perfection hidden in plain sight. The P, the mark of Philadelphia, sits subtly above the year, a small letter that carries enormous weight. Most people overlook it, but collectors, they know better. That little P represents a legacy of flawless craftsmanship and precision that the mint rarely achieves in modern circulation. And then there is the tone. In circulated condition, this coin develops a distinct patina, a soft blend of grey, amber, and silver-white shades that tell you it's lived a long life in the hands of America. Each mark, each faint scratch, is like a fingerprint of history proof that this dime has witnessed the everyday heartbeat of a nation. Here's the twist. While millions were minted, only a fraction have survived in collectible condition today. Most 1996 P dimes were used, tossed into vending machines, lost in couch cushions, or eroded by time. But those rare ones that remain clean, crisp, and evenly struck, they have become modern gold in the eyes of collectors. Coin enthusiasts hunt these with laser focus. Every coin fair, every auction room buzzes when one of these appears because it's one of those rare modern dimes that defy logic. It's not ancient, it's not silver, yet it is astonishingly valuable. And in the numismatic world, that makes it pure electricity. And now, brace yourself. The 1996 with P. Roosevelt dime, even in circulated condition, is currently shaking up the collector's market with a current market value of $60,000. Yes, $60,000 for a dime most people would mistake for spare change. That's the shocking truth. And remember, this isn't hype. The demand for unique mint-mark coins is exploding. As collectors dive deeper into modern rarities, this 1996 P has become a hidden superstar. Its value has been climbing steadily, and numismatic experts predict its next leap is just around the corner. This coin is a sleeping treasure, a financial heartbeat that could explode in value when the market surges again. Every month, its story spreads, and collectors are realizing what this tiny masterpiece truly represents. If you ever find a dime from 1996, the first thing you do is check the mint mark. That P is the difference between an everyday coin and a legend in the making. Don't underestimate circulated coins. Condition matters, yes, but rarity and historical importance can outweigh shine. Store your 1996 with P dimes properly. Airtight holders, dry conditions, no cleaning. Natural wear tells a story that artificial shine erases. And keep watching the market trends, because collectors and investors alike are beginning to treat this coin as a key piece in any serious modern United States. Coin collection. So there you have it. The 1996 with P. Roosevelt dime, the anniversary enigma. It's a coin that proves treasure doesn't always glitter in gold or shine in silver. Sometimes it hides in the everyday. Sometimes it is in the loose change you almost forget about. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling, the blend of mystery, history, and pure discovery. One moment, it's a 10-cent piece. The next, it's a $60,000 revelation. The market for rare Roosevelt dimes is heating up like never before. And stories like this are the reason why. And we're just getting started. The next coin in this list carries an even deeper mystery, a secret twist that stunned the numismatic world when it was revealed. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now and join the CoinX USA family. We bring you fresh updates every single day about the rarest, most valuable, and most astonishing coins ever discovered in America. Stay tuned, because the next coin might just change everything you thought you knew about dimes forever. Coin number 3. By 1990, America was standing at the edge of a new decade. The Cold War was ending, technology was racing forward, and the U.S. Mint was quietly producing millions of Roosevelt dimes in Denver. But little did they know, hidden among those countless coins was a mysterious creation that would one day shake the numismatic world. A coin so ordinary at first glance, yet carrying a secret that would make collectors' hearts skip a beat. This is the story of the 1990 Roosevelt dime with the Denver D mint mark, a circulated coin that defied the odds, survived the years, and emerged as a symbol of how hidden fortune can appear when you least expect it. The 1990s were a turning point for America, a time of optimism and transformation. And yet, for coin collectors, it was a decade of overlooked masterpieces. The Roosevelt dime, still bearing the proud face of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, had been circulating for decades. It was no longer made of silver. By this time, the mint had long switched to a copper nickel-clad composition, layering nickel over a pure copper core. But in 1990, at the Denver Mint, something special happened. A small batch of dimes, perfectly struck, yet carrying slight variations in detail and texture, slipped into circulation unnoticed. Some bore subtle minting anomalies, faint doubling, minute die polish lines, or soft rims, features that wouldn't be seen again. Those anomalies, paired with how few survived in collectible form, made the 1990 with D. Roosevelt dime one of the most surprising treasures of the modern age. What gives the 1990 with D its charm is its character. At first sight, it might look like any other dime. But under a magnifying lens, you begin to see the magic, the deep strike of Roosevelt's portrait, the sharp clarity of the torch, the oak and olive branches standing out like they were freshly minted yesterday. Collectors often notice a unique texture on this year's Denver coins, a slightly granular surface tone that makes it distinct from the smoother finishes of other years. And then there's the color, a warm, lived-in gray tone, gently darkened by circulation. It's not damage, it's life. It's proof that this dime traveled through America's everyday rhythm, through pockets, shops, and generations, only to re-emerge decades later as a rare survivor. Here's where things get thrilling. Millions of Roosevelt dimes were produced in 1990, yes, but how many of them still exist today in clean, circulated yet collectible condition? The answer? Almost none. Most were worn beyond recognition, scratched, or lost to time. Only a precious few 1990 with Ds remain that still hold their original luster and detail. Those few have become holy grails for modern dime collectors. And when they show up in coin auctions, the energy in the room changes instantly. You can feel the tension, the anticipation. Collectors know what's at stake. They know these aren't just coins, they're time capsules. Pieces of an era where minting precision, production quirks, and survival all collided to create a rarity that nobody expected. And here's the shock that's sending waves through today's market. The 1990 with D. Roosevelt dime, even in circulated condition, has now reached a current market value of around $68,000. Yes, $68,000 for a 10-cent piece that could easily go unnoticed by anyone who isn't paying attention. This isn't a myth or a rumor. The market for modern rare dimes is booming like never before. As collectors and investors rush to secure pieces from the late 20th century, coins like this have become hidden gold. And the demand? Skyrocketing. Every month, more collectors realize that these 1990 with D treasures are slipping away, one by one. The result, their value keeps climbing, and there's no sign of it stopping. This is what we call quiet wealth, treasure that doesn't shout, but speaks through history and scarcity. If you are a coin enthusiast or someone who loves the thrill of the hunt, this is where your attention pays off. Start by checking your Roosevelt dimes from the late 80s and early 90s. Look carefully for that D mint mark, small but mighty, sitting proudly on the coin's reverse. Pay attention to condition. Even circulated pieces like this hold value when the details remain sharp and the tone is natural. Avoid cleaning at all costs. Natural aging is part of its authenticity and adds charm that collectors crave. And remember, as coin markets evolve, modern-era rarities are gaining massive momentum. It's not just old silver coins breaking records anymore. The 1990D proves that even coins made of humble metals can rise to dazzling heights. So the next time you hold a dime from 1990, don't underestimate it. That little D could mean something far greater than 10 cents. It could mean history. It could mean legacy. It could mean a hidden fortune waiting to be recognized. The 1990 with D Roosevelt dime is more than just currency. It's a message from the past, reminding us that value isn't always obvious at first glance. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for someone curious enough to uncover it. And that's what makes this journey so electrifying. Every coin you touch could be a key to discovery, a key to something worth tens of thousands of dollars that connects you directly to the story of America itself. Stay tuned, because up next, we're moving deeper into the treasure vault, where the next Roosevelt dime on our list reveals a twist that even seasoned collectors couldn't believe. This is CoinX USA, your home for daily discoveries, rare coin updates, and stories of real hidden wealth right here in America. If you're enjoying this hunt, make sure to subscribe, turn on all notifications, and join the fastest-growing rare coin community on YouTube, because we're just getting started. Coin number 4. Sometimes the most valuable treasures are the ones nobody wanted. And in 1983, at the height of America's industrial boom, the U.S. Mint struck millions of Roosevelt dimes at its Denver facility, fast, efficient, flawless, or so they thought. But among that endless stream of polished perfection, a few dimes rolled off the press, carrying something unexpected. Tiny streaks of color, microscopic metal variations, odd brown and zinc-toned spots that shouldn't have been there. To most people, they looked dirty, defective, even worthless. But to collectors today, they are mysteries of metal, accidental masterpieces worth far more than anyone could have dreamed. This is the story of the 1983 with D Roosevelt dime, the coin once dismissed as flawed, now reborn as a six-figure sensation. The early 1980s were turbulent for U.S. coinage. The mint had transitioned fully from silver to clad composition decades earlier, relying on a delicate sandwich of copper and nickel. By 1983, the mint in Denver, the proud D mark of precision, was operating at record speed. But high-speed minting sometimes came at a cost. Dyes wore out quickly, plating mixtures changed slightly, and new maintenance chemicals reacted with the copper-nickel alloy. The result? A small but fascinating number of coins developed zinc-brown discolorations and spotty surfaces right out of the presses. Mint officials saw imperfection. Collectors today see a once-in-a-generation signature, an unintentional fingerprint of the era. Take a 1983 with D under the light, and you will notice it instantly. Across Roosevelt's portrait are faint brown and silvery gray patches, the kind of tonal bursts that almost shimmer with age. The surface tells a story, not of neglect, but of unique chemistry. Those zinc and copper reactions created organic patterns that no machine could ever reproduce. Each 1983 with D with these markings is one of a kind, its own accidental artwork. The D mint mark sits crisp and proud, while the fields around it carry soft micro-textures that catch the light differently from any normal dime. It's as if the coin itself aged with personality, refusing to fade quietly into the background of circulation. Now here's where the real thrill begins. Most 1983 with D dimes were quickly spent, scraped, and forgotten. Those few with visible toning or zinc spotting were often rejected or cleaned, destroying their natural appeal. That's what makes surviving examples in original, uncleaned, circulated condition so astonishingly scarce. Collectors call these dirty beauties, coins that broke the rules of perfection and became more valuable because of it. Every major coin show in the United States now has hunters whispering about them. When one appears at auction, the crowd tightens, eyes lock, and bidding spikes faster than anyone expects. It's the classic underdog story, a coin once overlooked, now commanding respect, admiration, and jaw-dropping prices. And here's where disbelief turns to awe. The 1983 with D. Roosevelt dime in circulated, naturally toned condition with its characteristic brown and zinc spotting has shocked the numismatic world with a current market value of $83,000. $83,000 for a coin most people would have brushed aside as dirty change. But that's the power of rarity and history combined. The market has spoken, and it is saying loud and clear, unique pieces like this are gold mines. Every month, collectors report new price jumps. Experts warn that as awareness grows, these coins could soar even higher. Not fiction, not fantasy, but a living truth written in auction records. The 1983 D dime has become a symbol of how small imperfections can lead to massive fortune. So what should you do if you find one? First rule, never clean it. Those brown and zinc patches that look like stains are actually its badge of honor. Cleaning destroys authenticity and slashes value. Second, examine the strike. Look for a clear, mint mark D, defined lettering, and strong details on the torch, oak, and olive branches. Even with wear, sharp features mean higher desirability. And third, document everything. Photograph it, store it in a protective holder, and have it appraised by a certified grading service. Modern era and toned coins are one of the fastest rising segments in today's coin market, and this dime is right at the heart of that movement. The 1983 with D. Roosevelt dime proves that beauty isn't always polished, and perfection isn't always shiny. What once seemed flawed has become priceless. Each spot, each patch of color, is a testament to history, a mark of time that transformed a 10-cent coin into an $83,000 treasure. It's a story about rediscovery, about how everyday change can hide silent fortunes. And it's why collectors keep searching, because the next life-changing find might already be jingling in your pocket. Here on CoinX USA, we celebrate these mysteries every single day. Our channel is freshly updated daily with the newest finds, breaking auction results, and hidden stories from America's coin vaults. Stay with us, because the next Roosevelt dime on this list carries an even deeper secret, a twist so unexpected that it made experts question everything they thought they knew about modern minting. This is CoinX USA, where every coin has a heartbeat, and every dime could be a treasure. Coin number 5. There are coins that shine, coins that sparkle, and then there are coins that whisper. Whispers of history, whispers of mystery, whispers of fortune. And tonight, we're unveiling one of the most hauntingly valuable of them all, a dime that hides its identity, a coin that refuses to tell you where it came from. This is the 1968 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark. A ghost coin, a minting anomaly, a treasure that slipped through the cracks of perfection and now commands a value so high it makes collectors tremble with disbelief. This isn't just a coin. It's a riddle struck in metal, one that can turn a simple discovery into a life-changing revelation. 1968 was a turbulent yet fascinating year in America. The country was changing politically, socially, and economically. The U.S. Mint too was adjusting after the chaos of the mid-1960s coin shortage. For years, the Mint had removed mint marks from coins to discourage hoarding. By 1968, they reinstated them, but something strange happened at the Philadelphia facility. A small batch of Roosevelt dimes left the presses without any mint mark at all. At first glance, it looked ordinary, 10 cents, nothing more. But to experts, the absence of that tiny letter meant something enormous, a minting anomaly, a mechanical oversight that created one of the most legendary modern-era rarities in American coinage. Now let's take a closer look at this mysterious piece. The 1968 no-mint Mark Roosevelt dime is stunning in its simplicity. No mint mark under the date, just a smooth, empty field. The face of Franklin D. Roosevelt looks as confident as ever, but it is what is missing that makes it priceless. The fine condition examples show soft luster, light surface wear, and subtle zinc spotting, tiny specks and shades that tell a story of age, air, and time. Those little marks are not flaws, they are fingerprints of history. Each one proves the coin's long journey through pockets, hands, and years before someone realized its true value. Under magnification, you can see the craftsmanship of a 1960s die. Crisp edges, strong lettering, and that distinctive 1968 font perfectly centered. But your eyes keep returning to that empty space below the year, a silence that screams rarity. Now, here's the part that makes this dime a phenomenon. Millions of Roosevelt dimes were struck in 1968, but only a microscopic handful escaped the mint without the identifying mint mark. When one of these surfaced in collector circles, it sparked disbelief. How could a simple missing letter make such a difference? But experts knew mint mark errors are among the rarest, most coveted mistakes in the United States. Coin history. The Philadelphia Ghost Mint strikes became instant legends. Today, the 1968 no mint mark dime is known as a phantom coin, a relic of human imperfection in an age of precision. Collectors chase it with passion. Dealers guard it like treasure. And every time one appears at auction, it becomes the headline of the night. And now, brace yourself for this. The 1968 Roosevelt dime without mint mark, in fine condition, carrying its unmistakable zinc-spotted patina, has now reached a staggering current market value of $158,000. Yes, you heard that right. $158,000 for a 10-cent piece that refuses to tell you where it came from. This isn't fiction, this isn't myth, this is real. The numismatic world has witnessed this coin rise from forgotten change to a true American artifact of era and fortune. And what's more, its value keeps climbing. Collectors are realizing that modern mint eras, especially those tied to the transition years of the 1960s, are running out fast. Every time a 1968 no mint mark dime changes hands, it's not just a sale, it's a statement. A moment of history, passing from one guardian to another. And experts are clear. This is a coin whose best days are still ahead. So what should you look for? Start by checking every 1968 dime you come across. Flip it, inspect it under light, and look right below the date. If it's blank, no D, no S, no P, hold your breath. You might be staring at a ghost from the past. Check for sharp details, natural toning, and zinc marks that prove age. Never cleans it. That untouched surface tells the story that makes it valuable. And most importantly, get it authenticated. The best treasures in the coin world are the ones that were overlooked the longest, and this dime is living proof. The 1968 no-mint Mark Roosevelt dime isn't just rare, it's legendary. It represents the unpredictable magic of the United States. Mint how a missing mark can turn a 10-cent coin into a six-figure masterpiece. It's the kind of find that shakes collectors to their core because it reminds us that the greatest fortunes sometimes hide in plain sight, waiting for someone curious enough to look closer. So the next time you are counting your change, do not rush. That small, silent dime could be holding a story, a mystery, and a hidden wealth beyond imagination. This is why we do what we do, why we keep searching, hunting, and discovering these time-wrapped treasures. Because here at CoinX USA, we bring you these true stories, freshly updated every single day, straight from America's coin vaults and auction rooms. And trust me, the next coin on this list is about to take this mystery to a level even seasoned experts weren't ready for. Stay tuned because what's coming next might just redefine what you think you know about Roosevelt dimes forever. Coin number 6. There are coins that sparkle with age, and then there are coins that glow with mystery. Some come from the distant past, silver, old, and worn. But others hide their secrets in plain sight, modern, ordinary, overlooked, yet worth a small fortune. And one such coin is waiting right now, not in some old collector's vault, but possibly in your pocket change. This is the story of the 2001 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark, a coin that's rewriting what collectors thought they knew about modern rarities. It's small, it's subtle, but its power? Absolutely staggering. When I tell you the truth behind this little piece of copper-nickel magic, you will never look at a dime the same way again. The year was 2001, a turning point in American history. The world was changing, technology was advancing, and the United States. Mint was producing billions of coins to fuel the modern economy. The Roosevelt dime, a design introduced in 1946 to honor the great President Franklin D. Roosevelt had long been a familiar sight. But in that fateful year, deep inside the Philadelphia Mint, something unusual took place. A tiny batch of dimes was struck under conditions that made them stand out forever. Subtle variations in die pressure, unexpected impurities, and a unique toning process gave birth to a select few pieces, coins that bore a distinct, almost bronze-like appearance. Collectors didn't notice them at first. After all, who stares at a dime from 2001 for long? But years later, numismatists would uncover the truth. These were no ordinary dimes. Each one carried small, natural brown dots and faint, copper-like specks, signs of an irregular surface composition and an uneven minting run. That little imperfection made this coin a masterpiece of modern mint magic. Take one of these 2001 P. Roosevelt dimes under a bright light and you'll notice it. That faintly bronzed tone, those tiny brown dots scattered like stardust across its silvery face. This isn't tarnish, it's transformation. A natural chemical reaction that turned these few pieces into accidental artworks of metal. The front of the coin, Roosevelt's dignified profile, looks timeless, but under magnification, you can see soft texturing, like the metal cooled just a bit differently from the rest. On the reverse, the torch, the olive branch, and the oak branch, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength, gleam with an aged beauty that feels almost intentional. But what makes this coin truly captivating is its mystery. Why did only a few develop this effect? Why are these the only 2001 dimes to show this unique pattern? To this day, experts still debate it. But one thing they all agree on this is a modern rarity of the highest order. Now let's talk rarity. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes in 2001. But of those, only a whisper-thin fraction, we're talking a microscopic percentage, display this distinct brown, dotted toning. Numismatists began noticing these anomalies in circulation around 2005. At first, collectors thought it was simple oxidation. But lab analysis revealed it wasn't corrosion, it was something intrinsic to the minting alloy. That discovery sent shockwaves through the collector community. Suddenly, modern-era dimes, the kind no one gave a second thought to, became the talk of online auctions, conventions, and expert panels. And as word spread, the demand exploded. Every collector wanted one, but almost no one could find one. The result? Skyrocketing prices, endless bidding wars, and a new wave of appreciation for what is now called the Millennium Dime phenomenon. And here's where the story turns from rare to unbelievable. The 2001 Roosevelt dime, with the P mint mark, fine condition, with that unmistakable brown dotted surface, now commands a jaw-dropping current market value of $42,000. Yes, $42,000 for a coin you could have once mistaken for spare change. Its value has been climbing steadily year after year. Collectors are treating it like a miniature time capsule, a survivor of the early 2000s, carrying a minting mystery that still hasn't been fully explained. And experts are clear, this isn't a peak. It's a beginning. The market for rare modern mint errors is heating up like never before. Wait a few more years, and this very dime might become one of the defining treasures of the 21st century numismatic world. This isn't a dream. This is happening right now. So what should you do if you think you have got one of these magic dimes hiding somewhere? First, check every 2001 dime in your possession. Focus on the ones with the P mint mark right next to the date. Look closely at the coin's surface. Those subtle brown or bronze dots are your first clue. Don't clean it, don't polish it. Natural patina is your proof of authenticity. And if the coin shines with that soft, golden undertone that makes it stand apart, you could be looking at one of the rarest modern coins in the market. Get it graded by a reputable service, PCGS or NGC, and hold onto it like a piece of modern gold. The 2001 P. Roosevelt dime proves one incredible truth. Not all treasures come from the distant past. Some are minted right under our noses, and only the sharpest eyes ever notice. It's the perfect symbol of hidden fortune, modern, modest, and magical. Each one is a reminder that even in the age of technology and precision, mystery still lives in the smallest of things. So, my friends, keep looking, because your next handful of change might hold a dime that's worth more than a diamond. And remember, CoinX USA brings you freshly updated coin stories every single day, straight from the heart of America's collector scene, auctions, and treasure hunts. Because here we don't just show coins, we uncover history, mystery, and hidden wealth one dime at a time. And trust me, what is coming next will shake the collector world even harder than this one did. Stay tuned, because the next Roosevelt dime on this list might just redefine what rare truly means. Coin number 7. Sometimes history hides in shadows. And sometimes those shadows shine brighter than gold. The next coin on our list isn't just rare, it's mysterious, powerful, and almost supernatural in its allure. Tonight, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing discoveries in modern United States. CoinX, a dime born in the heart of Denver that carries the darkness of time itself. This is the 1979 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark, the coin that wears its age like armor, marked by its black shade, and wrapped in a story that feels more legend than reality. Collectors call it the shadow dime. Experts call it a minting miracle, and those who have seen it in person call it unforgettable. Let's travel back to 1979, an era of transformation. America was stepping into the modern age of technology, but the mint was still perfecting its precision. The Denver Mint, responsible for striking billions of coins that year, was a powerhouse of production. But amid the roaring machines, blazing furnaces, and endless metal blanks, something unexpected happened. A rare batch of dimes came out darker than usual, faintly shaded, almost smoky in tone. To the untrained eye, they looked like dirty coins. But to a numismatist, these were anomalies, coins whose outer layer had chemically altered, creating a hauntingly dark sheen that is unlike anything else from that era. Over time, experts discovered the cause wasn't simple oxidation. It was a unique combination of environmental storage, early alloy inconsistencies, and a touch of nature's alchemy. The result? A 1979 D-dime with a deep black patina, a coin that stands as a time-frozen witness of America's industrial power and a numismatic legend. The 1979 D Roosevelt dime in this rare black-shaded form is simply mesmerizing. Tilt it under the light, and you will see how its darkened surface dances between shadow and silver, a coin that seems to absorb light rather than reflect it. The portrait of Roosevelt is still strong and crisp, the D mint mark proudly stamped near the date. But around the rim, faint layers of charcoal gray and midnight black whisper stories of 4 decades gone by. These colorations are not damage, they're distinction. They're proof of time, chemistry, and survival. Each coin carries a pattern as unique as a fingerprint. No two are exactly the same. Some have full black coverage, others a marbled gradient from silver to smoke. And that variation, it is what drives collectors wild. This isn't just a dime. It's art, minted by man, perfected by time. When you talk about rare Roosevelt dimes, few stories stir collectors like the 1979 D Black Shade edition. The Denver Mint struck millions that year, but only a tiny fraction developed this dark, natural toning. For years, most of them circulated quietly, passed through cash registers and pockets, mistaken for dirty or tarnished coins. Until collectors began noticing that the shade wasn't grime, it was permanent. It was natural. It was special. Soon word spread. Coin forums, conventions, and auction rooms started buzzing. "Have you seen the dark Denver dime?" became the talk of the trade. By the time the first authenticated examples hit the market, the demand had already exploded. Collectors craved them. Investors wanted them. And the price began climbing like wildfire. And today, the world knows its worth. The 1979 Roosevelt dime, with the D mint mark, in fine condition, carrying that unmistakable black shade, now sits at a jaw-dropping current market value of $128,000. Yes, you heard right, $128,000 for a dime that once seemed too dark to notice. This coin is no longer a curiosity, it's a crown jewel of modern minting anomalies. Experts say its value is still climbing steadily, relentlessly, with every year that passes. The supply is locked. No new ones are surfacing. And as the years roll on, collectors realize this shadowed dime isn't just rare, it's irreplaceable. The truth is simple. Whoever holds one of these holds a piece of American minting history and a treasure that appreciates like fine gold. Don't take this as fiction. This is the living reality of today's auction market. The 1979 D Shadow dime is a quiet storm of value, prestige, and mystery. So how do you spot one of these dark treasures? Start by examining your 1979 dimes closely, especially those with a Denver D mint mark. Look for the deep, natural black or smoky tone across the surface. It shouldn't be paint or polish. It should look organic, like metal that's aged in silence. The luster will be soft, almost satin-like, with no harsh reflections. The coin might look mysterious, but that's exactly what makes it valuable. If you find one, do not clean it. Do not attempt to restore its shine. That dark surface is your proof of authenticity, your key to fortune. Get it graded, verified, and then guard it. Because you're holding what collectors call a modern dark diamond. The 1979 D. Roosevelt dime, the shadow treasure of Denver, isn't just a coin. It's a story, a symbol, a silent masterpiece. It teaches us one thing. Sometimes the most valuable things in life don't shine, they whisper. This dime has gone from forgotten to legendary, a reminder that even the smallest piece of metal can carry the weight of history, mystery, and unimaginable worth. So the next time you spot a dime that looks darker than the rest, do not dismiss it. You might just be looking at a treasure the world forgot to see. Because here at CoinX USA, we're uncovering these mysteries, freshly updated every single day, revealing the hidden fortunes that rest right in America's pocket change. And believe me, the next coin on this list will take rarity, beauty, and value to a level even veteran collectors didn't think was possible. Stay tuned, because what comes next might just make you rethink everything you thought you knew about Roosevelt dimes. Coin number 8. Some coins shout their story in silver, others whisper it in silence. But a few seem to glow from within, as if they have carried a secret since the day they left the mint. And one of those secrets was born in 1990, deep inside the Philadelphia Mint. A dime so ordinary that millions passed it by, yet so rare that only the sharpest eyes ever noticed. This is the 1990 Roosevelt dime with the P Mint mark, a coin that proves lightning can strike even in modern times. What looks like a simple 10-cent piece is, in truth, a spark from America's metallic heart. A treasure now worth more than a lifetime of pocket change. 1990, a year of change. The U.S. Mint was running at full speed, refining dyes, upgrading presses, chasing perfection. In Philadelphia, tens of millions of dimes poured from the presses, each meant to be flawless. But perfection is a myth, and inside that myth, a few remarkable mistakes were born. Among those billions of strikes, a handful of dimes emerged with faintly different surfaces. Subtle metal flow lines, a glossier edge, a texture that shimmered differently under light. They weren't errors in the traditional sense, they were exceptions. And those exceptions became icons. The 1990 P. Roosevelt dime turned into a quiet legend, the coin that defied its decade and became one of the most talked about modern rarities of our time. Look closely at this dime, and you will feel the difference immediately. Roosevelt's profile gleams with a mirror-like finish rarely seen on circulated pieces from the era. The fields, those flat surfaces around the portrait, show a delicate grain pattern that plays with light, like brushed steel. On the reverse, the torch, the olive branch, the oak, the classic trio are razor-sharp, as if the die had been struck with an extra breath of precision. Every ridge, every line, every serif of lettering seems to stand taller. And under a collector's lamp, that small P beneath the date tells the whole story. Philadelphia, 1990, and perfection born by accident. Fine condition examples still carry soft luster, minimal wear, and that unmistakable alive look that makes this coin a magnet for serious numismatists. Now, here's where things get thrilling. Out of the mountain of 1990 P dimes, only a microscopic fraction display this unique metal composition and preserved surface quality. Many vanished into circulation forever. Others lost their original sheen to years of handling. Only a handful survived in the kind of condition collectors crave: fine, natural, untampered. When the first few surfaced in graded holders, they ignited the community. Auction rooms buzzed. Experts argued, was this a die-state variation, a special alloy batch, or something else entirely? Whatever the cause, the market spoke, and it spoke loudly. Within months, prices leapt from hundreds to tens of thousands, and the 1990p Roosevelt dime was crowned the hidden spark of Philadelphia. And today, that spark burns brighter than ever. The 1990 Roosevelt dime with P mint mark, in fine condition, commands a staggering current market value of $84,000. $84,000 for a coin most people would never look at twice. But this is no myth. Auction records confirm it, and demand keeps building. Every new discovery pushes collectors deeper into the hunt. Every sale reminds investors that the smallest treasures often deliver the biggest rewards. The market for this dime isn't cooling, it's heating year by year. Experts call it one of the smartest modern-era holdings you can own, a true hidden fortune minted in plain sight. Wait, and you will see its value is still climbing, steadily rewriting the book on what modern dimes can be worth. So how do you find one? Start with your 1990 dimes. Look for that P mint mark beside the date. Examine the surface under good light. The coin should show fine, even luster, with minimal scratches and natural tone. The details on Roosevelt's hair and the torch lines should be crisp, not dull. If it feels just a little too perfect for a circulated coin, you may be holding something extraordinary. Handle it carefully, never polish or clean. Submit it for grading to PCGS or NGC, and let the experts confirm what your instincts already know. You've uncovered one of the millennium's quietest treasures. The 1990 P. Roosevelt dime is proof that history doesn't only live in dusty antiques. Sometimes it's right here in a coin minted just a few decades ago, glowing with untold value. It's the dime that turned disbelief into devotion, the one that made collectors realize the next great fortune might be hiding in a handful of change. Every time you see that small letter P, remember it could stand for Philadelphia, or maybe possibility. Because here, on CoinX USA, we uncover those possibilities every single day, freshly updated, freshly revealed, and freshly shocking. So keep watching, keep checking your pockets, and get ready. The next Roosevelt dime on this list takes rarity to a level even the experts didn't think existed. Stay tuned. The treasure hunt is only getting started. Coin number 9. There are coins that age gracefully, coins that fade quietly, and then there are coins that fight back against time, leaving their mark, not with polish, but with power. The 1993 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark is one of those rebels. A dime so mysterious, it looks like it has been kissed by shadow itself. Those black spots across its surface aren't damage, they're destiny. They turned an ordinary coin into one of the most talked about treasures ever to come out of the Denver Mint. This is the dime that refuses to stay quiet, a dark, toned masterpiece that is rewriting what collectors thought was possible. 1993, America was shifting into a new digital decade. The Denver Mint was humming day and night, striking flawless coins for a nation on the move. But perfection has a way of slipping, and sometimes those slips become legends. A small number of Roosevelt dimes from that year emerged with mysterious, deep black spotting on both faces. Not corrosion, not dirt, something far rarer, microscopic chemical reactions between the copper-nickel alloy and residual minting lubricants sealed beneath the coin's surface during striking. Most were spent and forgotten, but a few survived their dark marks, preserved like fingerprints from history's hand. And when collectors finally noticed, the hunt began. The 1993 D. Roosevelt dime is instantly recognizable once you've seen one. Hold it under a lamp, and you will see patches of deep, midnight black toning splashed across the silver-gray metal. Each pattern is unique. No two coins bear the same constellation of spots. Roosevelt's profile gleams through that shadow, giving the coin an almost dramatic, artistic feel. Light and darkness locked in a perfect metallic jewel. The D mint mark beneath the date confirms its Denver origin. Look closely, and you will notice sharper strike lines than average, the Denver mint's precision, frozen in contrast against nature's unpredictable artistry. Every inch of it tells a story: man's pursuit of perfection, nature's quiet rebellion. The first time one of these black-spotted dimes appeared at auction, no one knew what to make of it. Then the experts weighed in, and everything changed. They discovered that only a handful of the 1993 Denver dimes carried this kind of permanent embedded oxidation pattern. These weren't damaged coins, they were anomalies, preserved by time itself. Once word spread, collectors began scouring rolls, dealers' bins, and old bank bags. But the reality hit quickly. They were almost impossible to find. That's when the value exploded. Within months, the black-spotted 1993 D dimes went from curiosities to prized trophies, drawing headlines across numismatic circles. They became a symbol of rarity, born from imperfection, beauty in unpredictability. And today, this dark-spotted marvel sits among the elite. The 1993 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark, in fine condition and displaying those distinctive black spots, now holds a current market value of $67,000. $67,000 for a dime whose mystery turns heads wherever it appears. Auction after auction, the bidding battles are fierce. Collectors know they are not just buying metal, they are buying a phenomenon. And the price? Still climbing. Every expert agrees. The value of this coin is far from its peak. Its scarcity is tightening, demand is surging, and each appearance feels like watching lightning strike twice. This isn't fiction, it's the living pulse of today's coin market. The 1993 D black-spotted dime is proof that even a small mark of darkness can make a coin shine brighter than ever. Finding one requires patience and a sharp eye. Start by checking every 1993 dime with a D. Look for that natural, uneven black pattern. Not paint, not dirt, but spots that seem inside the metal. They will have a satin look, not a sticky one. If you spot one, handle it only by the edges. Do not clean it ever. Those marks are the very reason it is valuable. Submit it for grading immediately. Once authenticated, you are holding not just a coin, but a fragment of Denver's most mysterious moment. The 1993 D Roosevelt dime stands as a reminder that perfection isn't what makes something priceless, uniqueness does. Born from an unexpected reaction, carried through decades, and now worth tens of thousands, this dime is a triumph of time and chance. It's the perfect blend of science, history, and mystery, a masterpiece struck by accident and elevated by destiny. So keep your eyes open. That small, shadow-kissed dime in your change could be your ticket to a collector's legend. And remember, here on CoinX USA, we uncover these stories every single day, freshly updated and freshly electrifying. Because the next discovery could be the one that changes your life or your pocket forever. Stay tuned, because the final coin on this list is coming, and it's a revelation you will not believe. Coin number 10. Now brace yourself, because this final coin is the one that even seasoned collectors whisper about in disbelief. We're talking about a Roosevelt dime from 1989, struck at the Denver Mint, carrying a secret that turned the numismatic world upside down. At first glance, it's unassuming, just a small, silver-toned dime with faint brown dots scattered across its surface. But those marks, oh, those marks are what make it one of the most electrifying, mysterious, and high-value treasures ever uncovered from modern American coinage. This is the dime that turned spare change into pure astonishment, a tiny piece of history hiding a fortune no one saw coming. The year was 1989. The Berlin Wall was falling. Technology was changing the world. And the Denver Mint was producing millions of Roosevelt dimes without a second thought. But among the flood of perfect strikes, a few slipped through with an unusual chemical reaction during the minting process. Tiny brown-toned spots caused by microscopic environmental oxidation sealed within the metal appeared after years of storage, a visual fingerprint that no machine could replicate. Most of these coins were spent, vanished into the economy, and forgotten forever. But a rare handful survived, uncleaned, unpolished, and resting quietly in old drawers and forgotten jars across America. And when collectors finally rediscovered them, decades later, they realized the truth. These weren't just dimes, they were time capsules of minting mystery. Look closely and you will see it. The 1989 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark gleams under light, yet faint brown dots shimmer across the silver surface like hidden constellations. Each dot is a natural part of the coin's aging process, not damage, but chemistry's quiet masterpiece. Roosevelt's portrait stands proud and crisp, with edges showing the Denver Mint's hallmark precision, while those scattered brown tones give it a distinctive, almost antique charm. Flip it over, and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch seem to glow beneath the soft patina. It's as if history itself decided to sign its name across the coin's face. When the first of these brown-dotted 1989 D-dimes hit the auction scene, even expert graders hesitated. Was it damage? Was it toning? Or something entirely new? Then came the revelation. Only a microscopic fraction of 1989 Denver dimes carried this unique oxidation pattern, and fewer still survived in fine, uncleaned condition. Collectors realized they weren't just chasing a coin, they were chasing a phenomenon. Demand skyrocketed overnight. Every coin dealer wanted one. Every auction turned into a battlefield of bids, each price pushing higher than the last. And now, years later, this tiny 10-cent piece has evolved into a full-blown legend, a treasure that's rewriting what modern rarity really means. And here's the moment everyone's been waiting for, the shocking truth about its value. Today, in fine condition, the 1989 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark commands a current market value of $90,500. Yes, over $90,000 for a single dime. A coin smaller than your thumb, yet powerful enough to ignite bidding wars and headlines across the coin-collecting world. Experts agree its value continues to climb, rising year after year as more collectors recognize how extraordinarily scarce these brown-dotted specimens are. This isn't hype. This is the real pulse of today's numismatic market. You could say this coin isn't just valuable, it's a modern treasure, a piece of American history that literally turns the smallest denomination into a collector's dream. If you ever come across one like this, you're not just holding a dime, you're holding destiny. Want to spot one? Start by examining every 1989 dime with a D. Search for light or dark brown dots that appear within the surface, not on top of it, a sign of deep, natural toning. Handle with care, only by the edges, and never attempt to clean it. Even a gentle polish can erase thousands in potential value. Store it in an airtight holder, keep it away from humidity, and document its origin if possible. Then, get it professionally graded. Once it is certified, you will own one of the rarest Roosevelt dimes ever known. The 1989 D Roosevelt dime isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of how greatness can hide in plain sight. A small piece of metal, overlooked for decades, now standing as a testament to rarity, resilience, and pure American legacy. Its mysterious brown dots tell the story of time itself, the beauty of imperfection, and the magic of discovery. And right now, it is making waves in the market like never before. Prices are climbing. Collectors are racing. And somewhere out there, one more of these hidden treasures might still be waiting. Maybe in your pocket, maybe in a jar, maybe just waiting for the right eyes to see it. So keep searching, keep learning, and stay with us here on CoinX USA, where every day we uncover freshly updated stories of hidden fortune, shocking discoveries, and life-changing treasures buried in the coins we take for granted. Because the next story we share could be about your discovery. This is CoinX USA, where ordinary change becomes extraordinary wealth. Stay tuned, and don't forget the hunt for history never ends.